Coming up in this episode, we discuss our least preferred restaurants at Universal Orlando Resort. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Universal edition of The Diz Unplugged. This is episode 125 of the Diz Unplugged Universal edition. The Diz Unplugged Universal Edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. I am your host, as always, Craig Williams, and today I am joined alongside by my co-host for basically every single thing in the world we are doing right now.
Yeah, apparently.
Mr. Ryno Clavin.
How can you even tell the shows apart anymore?
I don't know. Basically just context on what we're talking about, so...
I think we should be required to change our shirts for every episode now because some of these shows are running together.
You know, I absolutely agree with that.
I just don't have enough clothes.
I just don't really want to change in the middle of all these. I mean, for everyone listening out there, I guess we can't change our voices to at least keep it interesting. But for all those people watching out there, yeah, I'm sure you get bored with our stylistic choices and what we do. But hopefully the content makes it all worthwhile. In this one, I think it really will. Just a few weeks ago, we talked to you about what our favorite restaurants were at Universal Orlando Resort. We chose, so many quick service and so many full service. Thank you. Couldn't figure out the word for that. Mm-hmm. And we gave our recommendation of what type of dish you should order when you go there. Gave you our recommendations of the favorites, and that episode has gone over very swimmingly. A lot of people have always asked what our favorite places were to eat and what we liked at them, and so we really laid it out for you there too. But here at the Diz, we try to keep everything as balanced as possible when it comes to our decisions. So if we decide we're going to give you our favorite, our best, then we also have to follow up by letting you know what we believe are the things that we don't really enjoy that much.
The least best.
Yeah, no, because some things just aren't the best at all. Some things they're just plain not good. So that's why I kind of introed it with least preferred, because they're things that we would still do. We would just prefer to do others. But there are some on this list that, I will do in the future to do a vlog or a full episode on them. But if it's my choice, if I'm there with my wife, my family, my friends, I would not put them through the struggle. My wife.
God, terrible.
Yes. Never too late in the years for a good Borat reference.
I agree.
Okay. Well, you made it. I hope you do. So, we don't really have any important news to cover so much this week. Nothing really has been happening. We're just riding that hype train to Volcano Bay, which I didn't know if you paid attention to, but now you can officially rent the premium seating as well as private cabanas for Volcano Bay, if you are interested in it. So I don't know if you had any of that, but single cabana units that hold up to 6 people are starting at $160 per unit per day plus tax, and family suite cabanas, which holds up to 16 people, start from
16 people. That's
16
a big cabana.
people, yeah, and they start from $300 per unit per day and move up from there, which I think is just 16 people. That's a killer deal to have a private cabana for 16 people. I don't have 16 friends.
Oh no. Well, that's like less than $20 a person.
Yeah,
I could buy some friends for that.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. You don't have that many friends either.
Let's be honest. It's not that far from OBT.
Yeah. Where you can buy
Right. You can buy many of friends. Yeah.
Yes. That got dark.
It's where the stuffed animal factory is, if anyone was wondering. Local Orlando.
Yeah, sure. So, and then I mentioned premium seating. That includes a pair of padded loungers with adjustable shade canopy and built-in storage lockbox. Al Gore would approve of that. And you have an area attendant who will get your food and drink orders for you for that. And that starts from $29.99 per lounger per day plus tax. So that is now available to book. I guess I have to finish the word before I just move on to the next word after that. But yeah, you can get that if you are planning on going to Volcano Bay, add on all those options. I think that family cabana sounds amazing. Even the luxury loungers, I'm intrigued. I think I'll try that at least once or twice to see if the money is worth out of it. Love the idea of having that lockbox to put all your valuables in when you're not there and doing it. I know that's always something that I worry about is, okay, well, one person has to stay here, so
yeah,
the
you
other
don't want
one
to just
can
leave
walk
like
off.
the cell phone on the bench and
Yeah, let's be honest. We all paid a lot of money to get into that water park, so I think there's a little bit of an honor system that applies there. But at the same time, too, I'm pretty sure criminals would easily pay money if they know they can make more out of stealing later. So something to keep in mind. But
gotta watch out for those wet bandits.
yeah, or the sticky bandits, one of the others. But I'll tell you why you have to protect your money, because if you don't, you won't have money to eat at our least preferred restaurants.
Oh, that segue was off the chain. Here's the chain. It's off it.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for humoring me. So I think we're going to start with full-service restaurants that we would consider on our least preferred list. And I think we have to start this list with what is one of the biggest jokes in terms of a Universal restaurant.
It's got a sign that just touts its awesomeness on the outside, and it seems like that sign's been hanging up there for a long time.
Yes, and as soon as we mention a restaurant with a sign hanging out at a restaurant with a sign hanging out, I think everyone jumps to one of our least preferred restaurants, and that is Mythos.
Yeah, just talk about a letdown. It's just, it's got the sign out front, Theme Park Insider. I don't know who you are. And they've said best theme park restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
6 years in a row. I'm like, what? What? Have you been to them all? Have you been around the world? You're telling me that that restaurant is better than Club 33 or Carthay Circle or, something here. I can't think of one here at Disneyland. Disney World. That's great. Tiffin's.
I just think about it, and like in their description for it on the website, they even say award-winning full service.
Yeah, when you print out your own awards and put them on the wall, that's the kind of award it is.
I'm not sure if it has won any awards from any outside TripAdvisor, big.
Yeah.
Big sites out there. But if it's award-winning based on the sign that they have hanging out front, who is still proud of this? I love Universal. As a team member there when I was, we even joked about it. I know no one takes this thing seriously.
Well, the worst part is the sign. It might not even be that bad. It's the sign that sets the expectation so high that when you get where you get, you're like, what?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, especially when not but a couple feet out their front door, they have, what if you told me that? Maybe I'd agree. Several restaurants out there.
Yeah, so let's talk about Mythos. They tout it as featuring a mix of Mediterranean, Asian, and American fare. And this is very it's right on the point. They have stuff like pad thai, a lot of fish. They always have a seasonal risotto. And then ranges from a certain select sandwiches, a lamb burger, hamburger, fish tacos. The menus, I will not say it's all over the place. It's pretty together with its themes. And there's a lot of potential also in in the theme or in the entrees and stuff. Like still on the menu, the thing I had the last time we went there, which is a long time ago. So granted, we do owe it another chance, but it's like, how many times can Mythos burn you before you just give up altogether?
It was last year, wasn't it? Beginning of last year?
Yeah. So a little over a year, not 2 years, but I had the cranberry blue cheese crusted pork that time, still on the menu, which is amazing for a restaurant that is like this. They should be changing their menu up every season to try to be something different.
Yeah.
That's still on there. It's not bad. None of the food here was bad.
It wasn't offensively horrible or anything. It was just
some of it was even great. It's just in the theming inside is great.
the building outside, inside, yeah, it looks great.
It's just
It's a waste.
it is one of those situations. I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people build their trips around making this a must-eat experience. People love the service. I've had nothing but bad service here. People love everything they ever eat here. I've had some good experiences, more bad than good, and it's just way too overhyped for what you're actually getting from it, and that's why Mythos, as I will eat there again in the future, and hopefully not soon enough. Maybe. I don't know what I just said there. I think I double negated myself. I'm just not a fan.
I will never not eat there again.
It's on my least preferred list for sure. And while we're rolling on Islands of Adventure restaurants, we might as well just roll into their other full service restaurant that we very much recently ate at, which is Confisco Grill.
Because you're talking about expectations and this one, and all I could think about is like, man, I really didn't like Confisco Grill. I straight up didn't like Confisco's Grill at all. I don't remember what I said in the dining review, but in the time since we went, it's like sat with me more and more that I was like, I just didn't like what I got. The salad was bad, and all we got out of that experience was your stripper name, Peanut Butter Diamond, and Peanut Butter Chocolate Diamond, Peanut Butter Diamond, whatever you are. But clearly you haven't made it in that field yet.
Nope,
but
not yet.
we're still working on it. But yeah, I don't know. It's this one to me felt like a way like you've only got 2 sit-down restaurants in your theme park. Like you've got at least Mythos has really good theming inside and out. This one kind of is, the whole idea is it's all over the place. It's representative of the whole park, but it feels like a waste.
Yeah, and the selection of food on here is all over the place. It's this mix of like bar food, but also that Mediterranean vibe that you also get with Mythos. So it'll go from stuff like spinach and artichoke dip and the hummus, which we did enjoy the hummus, and as appetizers, but then also having chicken quesadilla and loaded nachos and wings, something that you would expect at a more Americanized place. So that it's kind of continues onto that with the entrees, going from a chicken curry to a fajitas to pad thai to what I had, the chicken Valhalla
Universal
pasta.
loves pad thai.
They love their pad thai. It's just. I guess the best way to describe it is they tried to build a restaurant that everyone has something that they like. This restaurant is very Babu Bot from Seinfeld when Jerry and Elaine convince him to instead of showcasing everything, just showcase what he knows, and it just it's the backwards version of this. I think they need to just pick one specific food type and put it in play here, and just go with that. But again, not that there was anything offensive of this place, but again, we gave you our list of the best restaurants, and all of those are in CityWalk. And if you literally take an extra 10 minutes and just walk out to those, you're gonna have a better meal than Confisco Grill or Mythos. So that's why Confisco has to go on the least preferred for sure.
Confisco's got to go. I see what you did. It almost rhymed. Had a beautiful poetry to it.
Yeah, They really should change it to Confisto.
That's what I call it every time, anyways.
Just for rhyming purposes. So let's continue moving along with our least preferred ones, and this one's going to come from CityWalk, and this is going to be mostly from my choice because I know Ryno.
I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah,
It was very unmemorable for me, though.
yes, and this is something that it might come as a shock to some people because I've had some great experiences here. I've raved about them, but I think now that time has gone on, we have Toothsome, NBC, Cowfish. Everything is kind of settled into its groove. One of the CityWalk restaurants that also went through a refresh when CityWalk was enhanced. I think this restaurant, while it was, I believe it was the first to debut in all of the re-enhancements, I think it has definitely fared the worst in terms of staying quality, and that unfortunately is Antojito's Authentic Mexican.
Yeah, I think the last time I was there was definitely like a year and a half ago. It would have been 2015. Because I was with a friend who doesn't live here anymore, and so I remember going there with two of my friends, and then I don't remember what I ate. And then I know I've been there before, and I don't remember what I ate that time either. Usually I remember. I'm a fatty. Fatties remember.
Yeah.
And I don't remember like the margarita being memorable necessarily. So it is one of those, I do have to give it another chance before I put it down. But I remember once eating something that was very salty.
Yeah. And I don't want to say this is bad. I think it has fared worse, and this is on my least preferred now. At Universal as a whole, no, it's not bad. I don't think you could go wrong going here. You will find something that you want, and I disagree with Ryno on the margaritas. I think.
Well, prove me wrong, Craig. I know this is in our soon-to-be future of reviews to come up again, though.
No, it's in our soon-to-be future, and Cinco de Mayo is literally like a week away. So it only makes sense that we go here.
And it's a Saturday.
I know what you're thinking. Why not go to Margaritaville for margaritas?
I was not, but that would have made more sense.
No, it doesn't.
The Mexican place makes more sense.
Yes, it does. And that's why I think we will probably go there for a little bit of Cinco de Mayo fun. Even though I believe we'll be celebrating Cinco de Mayo late, I don't know what date it is. Actually, no.
You did. It's a Saturday, I just said.
No, it's a Friday, actually.
No. Are you sure? Because
Yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought, comes out May 4th. I just said
that's a Thursday night.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I said it completely wrong, though, so whatever. But cool. Friday night's still a fun time to go and try out new Mexican places. And margaritas.
Yes, so we will celebrate. Our next episode, we can say it now, will be about Antojitos.
Well, it just makes sense at this point.
Yeah, it does. And hey, now we know what to do. But yes, I think their margaritas there are actually fantastic.
Well, good. I love a good margarita, so I hope to be proven.
Yeah, what fails here is the food, and I mean, if you've watched and listened to the show as time has gone on, you'll know how much I raved about Antojitos when it first opened up. The difference between the upstairs menu that was more sophisticated, just a different experience altogether. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Downstairs, the menu that is now across the entire restaurant is Mexican-inspired street food, stuff that definitely an authentic take on Mexican food. I will say that they don't mess around. Like on the appetizer list, they have queso fundido, which most people see queso and they assume, it's going to be a nice cheese sauce to have with your chips. If you've never had queso fundido before, though, it is basically like a gushy, spongy brick of cheese that comes in a dish, and you almost cut the cheese and put it on. And
fart joke.
So they have, and that's made with chorizo, and they have the elotes, the corn with the jalapeno mayonnaise and cheese and spice on the top, which I love eating that. So they are very. They try to be as authentic as possible when it comes to that. Their tableside guacamole that they have is outstanding, out of this world. Anytime you get tableside guacamole, it's always going to be great. But the entrees is where this restaurant falls flat. Their enchiladas, for the most part, just lack flavor. The fajitas are overpriced, and again, they should be a lot better than they end up being. Tacos reasonably priced, but nothing like just stands out as this is something I have to have all over the time. Overall, it's just, it's a wasted opportunity. My favorite thing to get there is they have a combo platter, so that gets you get a little bit of a taste of some of the different items on the menu. But for the most part, it's way overpriced Mexican food. I think I've recommended it before on the show. If not, I will now. There's a place, if you're willing to venture off Universal Orlando property, there's a place.
Sloppy Taco Palace?
Sloppy Taco Palace is good. STP as we know it in Orlando. If you're not from here. Yeah, if you're not from here, you're going to look it up and it's going to say Sloppy Taco Palace. But if you are from here, you know it is STP. But it's called Border Grill. And it was like, it is the epitome of places that you would walk into and want to turn right around and walk back out. It's in a strip mall. The storefront looks terrible. You walk in, it doesn't really look that clean.
You talking about Border Grill or you talking about Sloppy Taco Palace?
I'm talking about Border Grill.
Okay.
Not Sloppy Taco Palace. Sloppy Taco Palace is essentially a biker bar.
Yeah,
that also
okay. I was
makes,
just going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I cut that off
the
there.
right
but,
leather bar?
Yeah, no. Sloppy Taco Palace is a biker bar that, because they also make really great food, gets in all of these theme park employees, especially Universal ones, since it's right there. But Border Grill just looks like this disgusting little Mexican restaurant, but the food is just out of this world.
Try that out. I've never been there. I've seen the sign. I've driven by it.
But. No, this was Kylie and I's go-to place when we lived on that side of town. I would say we probably ate there once every 2 weeks. It just, prices were cheap, food was authentic, because to put it bluntly, it was Mexican food being made by Mexicans. So you can't get much more authentic than that. They didn't really dumb it down to Americanized taste. They even had they would always do special tamales where when they ran out, and they always usually did. So that's for saying something like that. That's where Antojitos falls in the least preferred. It's a little overpriced even for theme park standard.
Yeah.
For not that great Mexican, there's better choices if you just go off property a little ways. Now, moving on to our next one, also begins with an A. This is no surprise if you have been following us for a while too. We have not given this restaurant another chance since the last time that we gave it a chance.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But that is because I almost never want to go back there again. God bless Pete Werner for instilling stubbornness into us for when a place is bad and burns you 2 out of 3 times in 2 days to just completely ignore it forever. But I am talking about Amatista Cookhouse at Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort. So,
thank you.
That is,
just. Yeah, go on. You tell whatever. If you want to see the horrible experience we had, you go ahead and look for that video. I believe it's called Worst Dining Experience Ever. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is called. And that came from when we first tried Amatista Cookhouse for lunch when Sapphire Falls opened. Went horribly. Tried it again for dinner. Went even worse. We walked out on dinner, didn't we? Yeah.
We walked out on lunch. Oh, no. Yeah, we did walk out on dinner. We stayed for lunch. That's when you said the bad word. Yeah. And then, because that's how bad it went. And then we came back and, we were sitting for 25 minutes or something, and nobody even came up to us.
Yeah. So we walked out on dinner, had breakfast. Breakfast was on point. Food still wasn't amazing.
I was going to say, it was okay. Let's not get too...
The service was on point.
Okay, yeah.
The person that we had was a diner-style server where it was no frills. She, come and throw stuff at your table, but everything came fast and quick, so you couldn't really complain with that. But yeah, the Caribbean inspired food is, it just needs to go get inspired somewhere else. I will say they took the theming of their food straight through with the Caribbeanness to it, but it's awful, and I don't know. I feel bad because we do owe it to this restaurant to go back and see if they've gotten it together. But I genuinely,
I wouldn't do that in my real life. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do it because it's our job, but I don't let restaurants burn me that many times. It's like Eli, who like keeps going back. He does the same thing. Like, he'll like a restaurant, but he'll just keep going, and like the quality will just get worse and worse. And finally, I'm just like, I'm not giving my money to this place that is like. There are other unique places that I'd rather go to. You know what I mean? Try something new rather than keep getting burned by the same place over and over again. But it is our job. So
yeah, this to me, Amatista Cookhouse, it left a bad taste in our mouth and many others when it first opened up. I mean, the day that we were there for lunch, we watched as other people walked out of the restaurant unhappy, and are like, well, we're still here. We're still going to give it a chance. But so it wasn't just us. This was all around. And the food that we did get to eat, while some of it was good, nothing was like, I will suffer through the issues in order to come back here. And yeah, this is one, it's not a least preferred. I just can't flat out recommend it. Eventually, we'll get back there, and maybe that will change. But for now, it is not working. Moving along with the last full service zone, one that I have to mention, not so much on my level. I know Ryno definitely hates this place, and that is Island's Dining Room at Royal Pacific.
Yeah, I really don't like this place. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I didn't like any food choices I made. I felt like the food was not fresh. It felt like cheap ingredients, and it made me uncomfortable. And again, it's one thing when it's the only food around, but you have a place that's decent right across the way or upstairs. So right across the way, you've got the All-American Cafe. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Jake's American Bar.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Jake's American Bar. That was pretty good. And then upstairs, we had great sushi in the sushi bar upstairs. So get it together. Just because you're character dining doesn't mean you have to have crap food for your parents and people that are in there.
Yeah, so...
also, stop molesting me, Bart Simpson. Ugh, get out of here.
So, Island's Dining Room has... it's basically Asian-style dishes, and I'm talking solely about dinner. They also do a breakfast there as well, too, but this is in regards to dinner. It is a experience. Ryno and I, when we ate there, we did their I forget,
build your own thing. It was like you can go up and make your own. Essentially, it was like stir fry soups, maybe.
Yeah, they had soup, salads. They do it once a week. I just can't even remember the name off the top of my head for it anymore.
Undercooked chicken appetizer. I can still taste the chewy thing in my mouth. I had to spit out. It was just ugh.
Yeah,
Yuck.
basically our experience there. While I made better choices with my create my own combinations, I think like I had a better experience because of that. You hated everything that you came up with. I believe, Oliver was there with us for that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he hated his meal.
Because he ordered a meal off the menu too. Because he wanted to make sure he got something standard, and his wasn't good either.
Yeah, no, and they take these Asian dishes, they basically make it have like a Chinese flair to it, and then you know what, it plays into a lot of people have their favorite Chinese food place, and this will never be it. Because you know what. Some foods are just meant to be made in the crappiest way possible. Just like those Mexican places. The best Mexican food places are dive Mexican places.
Rusty food trucks.
Yeah. My favorite sushi is always from more on the lower end of classy sushi places.
I agree.
And that's just, I don't know, maybe that's my style, but that's what I notice all the time. And Islands, we would not want to eat there very soon. If ever again in the future.
Trying to think. So that's yeah. So that's but out of all the resorts, yeah. I don't know. What's your next one? What do you have? Sorry.
That's all I have on our list of least preferred for full services.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everything else
I was like,
makes
I know another one, but it's not full service.
All right. Well, yeah. No, we're gonna keep going through here, and so let's start hitting quick service, and I'm going to start with maybe even one of my least favorite experience I've ever had at a Universal quick service, and that was at Comic Strip Cafe.
I have
in
never
Toon
eaten
Lagoon.
here, so you'll have to tell me about this. I think this was back you and JL like ate here or something, and you
yeah.
guys just told me terrible things about it. So I was like, no.
Yeah. So we are always honest in saying that Universal with quick service is all over the place, with the exception of ones we talked about last time in regards to Fast Food Boulevard, the Harry Potter dining experiences. Other than that, it's more miss than hit, and it's because they go with the standard theme park fare route, or they try to do just too much, and it's not really working. So Comic Strip Cafe, back in Toon Lagoon, as I said, they have items like chili cheese dogs, chicken sandwiches, and then they also, in this section, they have pizza, and so they have pasta with that as well. So starting to stretch it, but then it takes an even more bizarre twist when they add in Chinese food to it.
What?
Yes.
In the Comic Strip Cafe?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
They have Chinese food, and then of course some chicken and fish dishes. So when you look at that on paper, looking at what do they serve? They serve burgers, pizza, pasta, Chinese, fish and chicken. You start to question it then, and the Asian food there, while no, it was bad. It made eating at Panda Express seem like a 5-star meal.
Hey, don't knock that, Panda.
I eat at Panda. I like the convenience of it.
There's an all-you-can-eat one on iDrive,
It's Panda Express is not gourmet Chinese. It is not even your favorite local Chinese. It is convenient Chinese. This stuff here is crap. I have not been back to try the pizza and salad. Pizza at Universal, with the exception, I believe, of whatchamacallit, Louis. With the exception of that, pizza at Universal's kind of pretty much all the same.
Louis.
Yes, Louis in Universal Studios, Florida.
Where's
we
that
just
located?
ate there. We literally just ate there. We did a review of it.
Louis?
Yeah.
What did we eat?
Were you not there for us?
No?
No, it was Steve, Charles, myself.
No, bro.
No,
I was
you
left
weren't
out of
there.
that group. Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about, Louis. I have eaten there before.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. But not with you, so excuse me.
My bad.
Wasn't cool enough.
My bad.
I think I was out of town.
Yeah, I think something like that too. You might have been over here doing work, but yeah, it's just Universal Pizza is all very uniform. It's the same pizza they gave us when we were team members, and we had that option. It's the same pizza that they have at Pizza Predatoria everywhere. It's just kind of
sounds terrible.
It's well, that's the name of the restaurant. It's just kind of okay.
Is it better or worse than Disney Pizza?
Better.
Okay.
Better, but still not fantastic. It's just Comic Strip Cafe is trying to do too much in one quick service, and it does not work out.
It reminds me of that episode of Happy Endings where Dave goes to start the restaurant Pangea,
Yeah.
and he lays down the. Did you spend $500 at Kinko's on copies?
Yeah, with the menu
The
that's
menu.
like 10 pages long.
You sir, are you married? Yes, you know that to Jane.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what's the quick service that you didn't like?
Oh gosh, Mel's.
Yes.
The standard issue, always open, like Halloween Horror Nights. You got to grab a snack, grab into Mel's, die in, and just die because it's like the worst burger. I don't know that there's any real meat in the burger, and it's literally my eating nightmare. When I was younger, I didn't care. Cheeseburger, chicken fingers, whatever. Now I'm just a lot rounder of a young man, and I want to look for a healthier option, or at least something that's pretend healthy, but like chicken tenders that are literally like the meat is a sliver in the middle and it's essentially just tumors fried tumors on the outside, and then hey, I'm Craig Williams.
No, sorry.
And then like a really thin burger that can only be described as literal cardboard taste. Like there's no flavor to it, so that's why I don't know what it is. But that's it. There's nothing really there. I mean, you can get a milkshake, right?
Yeah, no. They have milkshakes, root beer float. Mel's. If you don't know what it is Mel's Drive-In, based on American Graffiti. I think
Yeah.
Mel's was an actual chain.
It was in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, and so they stick with that. It's your options are cheeseburgers, chicken fingers, grilled chicken sandwiches, no thrills to it, chili cheese fries, stuff like that. I love the interior of Mel's. Like I love the old 50s style diner.
It's from San Francisco, excuse me.
Yes, yeah, I knew. George Lucas loves his San Francisco.
Oh no, okay, I was thinking about the one in the Max Factor building in Hollywood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
so it's a staple. It's a Hollywood, like when you think of classic Hollywood, it's one of those. The visuals there, it looks cool on the inside.
Yeah, it does. But then they also serve the food that you expect from that time period. And while I think the food is, it works when you're in there and you're in that mindset. It's not good. It's the same crappy burgers that you can get all throughout quick service restaurants there. Your chicken sandwich that you get there, it's probably going to be dry and rubbery. Don't even go for the garden burger. It's not real garden. And as you've already been very forward with the taste of the other foods. So Mel's, while you can enjoy it while you're eating in the experience, definitely not a go-to quick service place, in my opinion, unless you're a huge fan of American Graffiti and you want to relive that experience. That is something that I would not recommend. And I'm going to jump back over to Islands of Adventure to talk about another one. I believe it might come into... you and I covered this, and so it would fall in line in the Lost Vlog series because I don't think we ever even posted the vlog that went along with this one.
I edited it and uploaded it, so I don't know what happened.
I don't. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I just forgot about it. Maybe the experience was that unmemorable that I have put it behind. But one of my least preferred quick service places now is Dr. Dessert Kebab House.
Desert.
Dessert. Oh, yes, you're right.
I don't want you to think it's dessert kebabs.
You're right. It is desert. You're right.
Because you won't find a lick of flavor anywhere in these sand hills. Boom, nailed it. I did not. But it was very expensive for very little amount of food.
Yeah, so it's a kebab house. So basically you have your choice of beef kebabs, chicken kebabs, vegetarian kebab, which of course is just the vegetables that would come on a kebab. And yeah, it was $12.49 for these, and it had its pita, had the vegetables, the meat if you were getting it, served with a bag of chips, not even like a real thing of chips with it, pita chips, anything like that. Not that you need anymore, just a bag of chips.
Just a bag of sand.
The portion size was not great. And the taste was good, not great. It just didn't feel worth it. It was another one of those situations where sometimes doing these in-park vlogs with the food, we don't give ourselves the time of the full experience, because while we're having it, we might enjoy it. We might like the experience as it's going on, and then you get to the point where it's like a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later on, and like, you know what, that just...
I think I was just hungry in that moment and couldn't tell the difference.
Exactly.
Because I do get to that mode. And we all get to that mode.
Yes, we all get to that mode, and that's what I would say in terms of Doc Sagrus. And my next two, I'll just say it. It's a combo. I'm just going to say dining in Jurassic Park.
Just period? You don't like any of the places in there?
Yeah. Pizza Predatoria, like I said before, it's that for me. The pizza, again, it's good, not great. Most people would probably qualify it as bad. I qualify it as that was the closest like hot food place that we had when we were working at Forbidden Journey, Dragon Challenge, all that. They opened up a little pop-up shop where we mainly had the choice of meatball subs or pizza because that's what they served there. So it was kind of, it's now related in my mind to the memory of when you're having a really bad day and you go and take your break and you have a meatball sub or a slice of pizza. That can sometimes make things better. So that in my mind still holds a little bit, but Thunder Falls Terrace, just pretty awful. Ribs, turkey legs, rotisserie chicken. Do I really have to say more to that? And burger digs. Well, remember the last time we talked about crappy burgers, chicken tenders, that garden burger, and a grilled chicken sandwich? Well, they have it over there too. It's just, this is where it's getting to the point where
Dumping ground.
yeah, no, this is the menus that they just keep repeating over and over again because there's no creativity in it. I might as well just go back over to Universal Studios too, lump in the Universal Studios Classic Monsters Cafe. While one of the most themed, beautiful restaurants in the inside, I would highly recommend going inside Monsters Cafe and walking around, looking at all the classic monster props and just taking it all in. I love this restaurant. If I was one of those eccentric people you see on TV that could transform their house into a themed place, this would probably be it for me. But the food inside is just absolute crap, including more cheeseburgers, more rotisserie chickens, more ribs. It's just so, it's boring theme park fare, and they need one boring quick service theme park restaurant, and that's it. Then make everything else you need.
Well, I
Change
think
it up.
I think this is still kind of a holdover from those days of yore where it was like that was, it probably was exciting because it had ribs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's back from before that. I think that we are in the midst of theme park revolution. It's like, the theming is on its way up, but I think the food quality is on its way up too. I think a lot of places are getting much more creative and diverse with the food options they're choosing, and hopefully that's paying off,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We are in the midst of upping quality for theme park quick service food. It just seems like a lot of these staple places that have been around for a long time, they aren't getting the upgrade that they need. Like going back to Mel's, they could easily increase the quality of the food, the quality of the cheeseburgers they're serving out, without that much effort. I mean, they could turn it into the same quality that you would get at a Steak and Shake. Which, yes, Steak and Shakes are frustrating. You wait so long for your food, but because it's fresh made to order and everything, it has a certain quality to it. So there are ways to improve these places, but they're just holdovers. And another holdover that I just despise. Love the interior of the restaurant. Despise everything they serve inside. I don't really have to tell you what's served inside. It's more of the same. More cheeseburger, chicken sandwiches, fried chicken, spaghetti, pizza. That is Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous.
I've gone in here once before, like when Universal had their dining plan that was different than the one they have now.
Yeah.
I think
it was the all you
tried
can
that
eat.
out. Yeah, and yuck. It's like the place you go to find the world's thickest spaghetti sauce that you could ever imagine. I mean, that's not what I have, but I saw somebody have it, and I'm like, it's just like, ugh, like that's paste.
Yeah. No, not many great things to say. Honestly, with this whole list, I didn't want to be overly negative or anything. With a lot of the quick service places, those are ones that I would genuinely not recommend overall. Avoid at all possible cost. If you're staying at Universal for 7 days straight, eventually you're going to have to start trying some of these places. You're going to lose out unless you're eating all full service meals. You're going to run through the list. So you might have to try some. But yeah, with the table service ones we talked about, you go in with managed expectations. You might find some good things you like. Again, maybe we just time it badly and have terrible service and terrible experiences at some of these places, and that's always a possibility. Sometimes things just aren't that great. Sometimes things are, and
But that's why we do a re-review later, and hopefully they get their stuff together.
exactly. I believe what you're trying to reference is hopefully they get their Stella back.
Yeah. How Groove got her Stella.
How Groove got her Stella back.
Stu got her Groove back.
Exactly. So that is our list of the least preferred places that we have at Universal Orlando. So, of course, if you're watching this video right now on YouTube, please comment below and let us know the places that you don't want to try, the places you don't like trying. I am very interested on seeing them. Maybe we'll even go around and we'll do a re-review of all these ones that we talked about.
Yeah, is there one we abused that you actually like?
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
We will give priority to those ones just to see if we're proven wrong. Unless you're just going to say Mythos over and over again. No.
It's not like Beetlejuice. It won't appear.
Exactly. Yeah, the same Mythos 3 times. That doesn't mean we're necessarily going back to it, but I'm very interested to know. And, of course, you can always write into us at uopodcast@disunplug.com. If you forget that, didn't write it down, you can always find it at our show notes page at disunplug.com, along with any other information you might need from this show or any others on the Diz Unplugged podcast network. Ryno, thank you so much for sitting here and having this little conversation with me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone out there, all of y'all. I kind of combined all and everyone together into a brand new term that just was gibberish nonsense. And thank you all so much for listening and watching. I hope you got a lot out of it. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so on iTunes and YouTube and leave us comments, feedback, all of that good stuff. Follow us on social media. We do pay attention to all that stuff, and we enjoy it. So thank you guys once again for another fantastic episode. We will be back with you next week with our Cinco de Mayo themed episode that we came up with. And if we don't do it, well, it's because we decided to do something else instead. So
see you later.
Yes, we will see you later because unfortunately we will not be able to do our resolutions this week, so...
Resolutions.
Bye.